Hello, Namaste. Welcome to my channel. This is Dr. B.M. Vinod Kumar, Assistant Professor of Economics, JVR Government Degree College, Sattupalli, Khammam District. Today, we are going to learn about cost analysis in microeconomics. So, what is cost? Cost refers to the amount of expenditure incurred in acquiring something. The expenditure incurred to produce an output or provide service. Thus, the cost incurred in connection with raw material, labor, other heads constitute the overall cost of production. An economic student must have a clear understanding of different cost concepts for clear business thinking and proper application. Output is an important factor which influences the cost. In economics, cost can be defined as a monetary valuation of efforts, material, resources, time, and utilities consumed, the risk incurred in the production of goods and services. In producing a commodity, a firm has to employ an aggregate of various factors of production such as land, labor, capital, and organization entrepreneurship. These factors are to be compensated by the firm for their contribution in producing the commodity. The compensation factor is the cost. The compensation for the factors is the production cost. That is nothing but the compensation paid to factors is the production cost. Okay. So different concepts of cost. In this video, I would like to discuss about the different concepts of cost like money cost, real cost, opportunity cost, and short-run cost, different types of short-run cost. Okay, and short-run and long-run costs. So coming to different costs, here to analyze and understand firms' production decisions, it is important to know the different types of costs they face during the process. There are a number of different types of costs of production that you should be aware of: money cost, real cost, opportunity cost, fixed cost, variable cost, total cost, average cost, and marginal cost. Okay, we will look at each of them in more detail. So here, money cost. What is the money cost, or what is explicit cost? Money cost means the remunerations paid to the different production factors in the form of money, is a form of hard money, is called money cost. What is explicit cost? Explicit costs are normal business costs that appear in the general ledger and directly affect a company's profitability. Explicit costs have clearly defined rupees amounts which flow through the income statement. Example of explicit cost includes wages, lease payments, utilities, raw materials, and other direct costs. Explicit costs also known as accounting costs. The explicit costs is easy to identify and linked to the company's business activities to which the expenses are attributed. They are recorded in a company's general ledger and flow through to the expenses listed on the income statement. The net income of business reflects the residual income that remains after explicit costs have been paid. Okay, explicit costs are the only accounting costs that are necessary to calculate a profit as they have a clear impact on company's bottom line. So the explicit cost metric is especially helpful for companies of long-term strategic planning. The explicit costs are direct contractual monetary payments incurred through market transactions. Explicit costs are usually costs shown in the accounting statement and include cost of raw materials, wages, salaries, power and fuel bills, rent, interest payments of capital invested, insurance bills, taxes and duties paid, miscellaneous expenditures such as selling costs, transport costs, advertising costs, and sales promotional expenses like this. Okay, coming to implicit costs. In contrast to the explicit cost, implicit or implied costs are not clearly defined, identified, or reported as expenses. They often deal with the intangible and are described as opportunity costs. The value of the best alternative not accepted. An example of an implicit cost is time spent on one activity of a business that could be better be spent on a different pursuit. Management will utilize explicit costs when reviewing a business operations, including profits, but not implicit costs. Implicit costs are the opportunity costs of the use of factories which a firm does not buy or hire but already owes. Implicit costs include wages of labor rendered by the entrepreneur himself, interest on capital supplied by him, rent of land and premises owned by the entrepreneur and used for his own production, normal returns of the profits of our entrepreneur, so as a compensation for his management and organizational services. Okay, coming to real cost. The real cost of production refers to the physical quantities of various factors used in producing a commodity. Real cost signifies the aggregate of real productive resources absorbed in the production of a commodity or a service. Okay, coming to opportunity cost. The concept of opportunity cost has very important place in the economic analysis. It is defined as the value of resources in its next best use. It is the amount of income or yield that could have been earned by investing in the next best alternative. For example, the opportunity cost of a good can be given a money value. For instance, a laborer is working in a factory and is getting 2,000 rupees per month. The entrepreneur is paying him his amount because he can earn this amount in the next best alternative employment. If he pays less than this amount, he will move to next best alternative occupation where he can get. Okay, so in order to obtain a productive service, say labor in the present occupation, the cost should be equal to the amount which he can get in some alternative occupation. Similarly, a piece of land or capital must be paid as such as they could earn in their next best alternative use. The total alternative earnings of the various factors employed in the production of goods constitute the opportunity cost of good. In a money economy, opportunity or transfer cost is defined as the amount of money which a firm must make to resource suppliers in order to attract these resources away from alternative lines of production. In the words of Lipsey, the opportunity cost of using any factor is what is currently foregone by using it. The idea of opportunity cost has an important bearing on the decision involving scarcity of resources, the alternative uses and the choice. So the concept of opportunity cost is based on the scarcity and alternative applicability characteristics of productive resources. The real cost of production of something using a given resources, if the benefit foregone or opportunity lost of some other thing by not using the resources in its best alternative use. An opportunity cost or alternative cost is the value of resources in foregone employment. Okay, we can say the opportunity cost is nothing but an alternative cost. Okay, coming to production cost in short run or short run production cost. Here we have to clarify what is meant by the short run. In the short run, at least one factor of production is fixed. This means that output can be increased by adding more variable factors such as employing more workers and buying in more raw materials. The total cost of firm in the short run is divided into two categories. One is a fixed cost and the second one is a variable cost. Again, these two types of economic costs can be divided into number of different types of costs. Okay. See, the short-term production costs are fixed costs, variable costs, total cost, and margin cost. Broadly, we can say in fixed cost, total fixed cost and average fixed cost. In variable cost, total variable cost and average variable cost. Okay. Now we will discuss in brief. Fixed costs. What are fixed costs? Fixed costs do not change with output. Firms must pay these even if they shut down. Example include the rental costs of buildings, the costs of leasing or purchasing capital equipment, the annual business rate charged by local authorities, the cost of employing full-time contracted salaried staff, the cost of meeting interest, payment on loans, the depreciation of a fixed capital due slowly to age, and also the cost of business insurance. Any business with a significant capacity will have high fixed costs. For example, a vehicle manufacturer that spends millions of pounds building a new factory and installing expensive and buy capital equipment. Fixed costs are overhead costs of business. So, in the short run, fixed cost remains fixed because the firm does not change its size and the amount of fixed factors employed, which include. Okay, so the fixed costs, the examples for fixed costs is payment of rent for building, interest on capital, insurance premiums paid by the company, depreciation and maintenance allowances, administrative expenses like managerial and staff salaries, property and business taxes, and license fees paid by the company. Okay, these are all called as a fixed cost. Coming to total fixed cost. Fixed costs are costs that do not change with the quantity of output produced. That is, they have to be paid even if there is no production of output at all. Fixed costs are those costs that are incurred as a result of the use of fixed factor inputs. They remain fixed at any level of output. While engaging in productive activity, the producer always has to incur some expenditure which remains fixed whatever the level of production. So, say total fixed costs occur only in the short run. Total fixed cost, as the name implies, is the cost of the firm fixed resources. The fixed cost remains the same in the short run regardless of how many units of output are produced. We can say that the fixed cost of a firm is that part of our total cost which does not vary with changes in the output for a period of time. Fixed cost is to be incurred even if the output of the firm is zero. For example, the firm resources which remain fixed in the short run are building, machinery, and even staff employed on contract for worker or over a particular period of time. So, next, coming to variable cost. What is variable cost? Variable costs are directly linked with the output. When output is zero, variable cost will be zero. But as production increases, total variable cost will rise. Example, variable costs include the cost of raw materials and components, packaging and distribution costs, the wages of part-time staff or employees paid by the cost of electricity and gas, and the depreciation of capital inputs due to wear and tear. We can also say prices of raw materials, waste paid to the labor, fuel and power charges, excise duties and sales tax or different taxes usually has to pay the company. Transportation charges also included in this variable cost. So, Variable costs are those costs that are incurred by the firm as a result of the use of variable factors. Unlike fixed costs, variable costs are not incurred in there is no production. Therefore, they are usually reported per unit. Okay. The total variable cost and the next one is total cost. Total cost is the sum of fixed costs and variable costs incurred at each level of output. Total cost describes the sum of total fixed costs and total variable costs. Total cost of production of a firm equals its fixed cost plus its variable cost. It includes all costs that are incurred during the production process. Formula to obtain the total cost is total cost is equal to total fixed cost plus total variable cost. That means TC is equal to TFC plus TVC. TC is nothing but total cost, and TFC is nothing but total fixed cost. So TVC is nothing but total variable cost. Here we can have we can derive total fixed cost, total variable cost, and total cost with the help of statistical data. In this statistical table, the first column shows output of units. So the second column shows total fixed cost. The third column shows total variable cost. The fourth column shows total cost. Here we can see the total output in units. So this is nothing but Q. As the output is increasing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. As the output is increasing, there is no change in the total fixed cost. The total fixed cost is only 100. Even the production is increasing, the fixed cost is remains the same. But whereas the variable cost increased, as the output is increasing, the variable cost also increased. The variable cost for producing one unit of output, the variable cost is 50 rupees. For producing two units of output, the variable cost is 90. Like this, as the output is increasing, the variable cost increased from 50 to 90, 90 to 120, 120 to 150, 200, 300, and 500. Okay. Already, as we told you, the total cost considers the sum of total fixed cost and the total variable cost. So here total fixed cost plus total variable cost is equal to at the zero output the total fixed cost and total variable cost is equal to total cost that is 100 rupees. So at the production of output at one production of output of 1 unit, the variable cost is 50 and the fixed cost is 100. Altogether, the total cost is 150. Like this, as the output is increased, the total cost also increased. Okay. So, if we see diagrammatical explanation, here on axis, we have taken quantity of output or output production. On y-axis, different costs, short-run production costs. Okay, the relation among short-run cost categories are shown in this figure. Figure illustrates total fixed cost and total variable cost and total costs. The slope of the total cost curve, the slope of the total cost curve here, this one is the total cost curve. At each output level is identical to the slope of variable cost curve. The slope of the total cost curve, TC curve, at each output level is identical to the slope of the total variable cost curve. Okay, the fixed cost merely shift the total cost curve to the higher level. This means that marginal costs are independent of fixed cost. The shape of total variable cost, curve, and hence the shape of total cost curve is determined the productivity of variable input factors employed. The variable cost curve in figure increase at an decreasing rate up to certain output level, then at an increasing rate. Assuming constant input price, this implies that the marginal productivity of variable inputs first increases, then decreases. Variable input factors exhibit increasing returns in the range of 0 to some particular output and shows diminishing returns thereafter. This is a typical finding fixed. So here we can also see the relationship among short-run cost. So the relations among short-run cost categories are shown. Figures illustrates the total cost and total variable cost. Okay. Next, average fixed cost. Average fixed cost refers to fixed cost per unit of output. Average fixed cost is found out by dividing the total fixed cost by the corresponding output. Okay, we can use the formula for getting average fixed cost. For getting average fixed cost, total fixed cost by output, we can get average fixed cost. Total, the average fixed cost diminishes when the every increase in the quantity of output produced, but it never becomes zero. Okay, we should find out this one. Okay. Next, coming to average variable cost. The average variable cost refers to the variable expenses per unit of output. Average variable cost is obtained by dividing the total variable cost by the total output. Formula for this one is average variable cost is equal to total variable cost by quantity. This is nothing but ABC is equal to TVC by Q. When a firm increases its output, the average variable cost decreases in the beginning, reaches a minimum, and then increases. Coming to average total cost. The average total cost refers to the cost, both fixed and variable, per unit of output. Average total cost is obtained by dividing the total cost by the total number of commodities produced by the firm, or when the total sum of the average variable cost and average fixed cost is added together, it becomes equal to average total cost. The formula for to get average total cost is total cost is divided by output or total output. This is nothing but ATC is equal to total cost TC by output, that is nothing but Q. So ATC is equal to TC by Q. As the output of firm increases, average total cost, like the average variable cost, decreases in the beginning, reaches a minimum, and then it increases. The next one is marginal cost. So marginal cost is an increase in total cost that results from 1 unit increase in output. It is defined as the cost that results from 1 unit change in the production rate. The marginal cost of the second unit is the difference between the total cost of the second unit and the total cost of the first unit, or the change in total cost. Marginal cost is the formula for arriving marginal cost is a change in total cost by change in output. This is nothing but delta TC by delta Q. Okay, marginal cost, or we can also derive the marginal cost by using the formula marginal cost of n is equal to total cost of n minus total cost of n minus 1. So here we can find the short-run production cost by using the earlier table. We can derive total average fixed cost, average variable cost, average total cost, and marginal cost. Here in this table, as already mentioned in the earlier table, the output is increasing, the fixed cost is same at every level of output, but the average cost of the production at every level of output is increased at an increasing rate, and average total cost, total cost also increased as the output is increasing. Here in the second column, we can derive total fixed cost by using the formula TFC by Q. Here TFC is 100 and Q is nothing but output. So we can divide the total fixed cost by divided by output. We can derive TFC. So at the output to 0, there is a fixed cost is 100 and we can get the fixed cost by dividing the output, that is nothing but 1, and that is nothing but 100. As the output is increasing, average fixed cost decreased, average fixed cost decreased from 100 to 50, 50 to 33, 33 to 25, 25 to 20, 20 to 16, 16 to 14. Okay, and in the third column, we can derive average variable cost by using the equation of total variable cost divided by quantity of production. Here, the 50, 90, 120, these are all variable costs. As input, as output is increasing, the variable cost increased. Okay, by using the formula of TVC by Q, we can derive average variable cost. This is 50 by 1 at the output level 1, 50 by 1 is equal to 50. At the output level 2, 90 by divided by 2 is equal to 45. As the output is increasing, see the total variable cost, average variable cost is decreasing at an increasing rate of decreasing. So from 50 to 45, 45 to 40, 40 to 37.5, 37.5. Again, after reaching a minimum point, and then it is increasing at an increasing rate. While decreasing at an decreased at an decreasing rate and increasing while increasing increased at an increased rate. So average total cost here in the fourth column, we can derive average total cost by using total cost and the quantity of output. See here, as the output is increasing, total cost also increase because of increase in variable cost. See, total cost, average total cost can be derived by using total cost by quantity of production. Okay, here as the production is increasing, the total cost is also getting decreased. It is getting decreased after reaching a minimum point, and again it is increasing. Okay. In the same way, the marginal cost, we can also derive marginal cost by using change in total cost divided by change in output, or total cost of n minus total cost of n minus 1. Here, from at the output level 1, we will get a marginal cost by subtracting the earlier total cost minus present total cost. That is a total cost of n minus total cost of n minus 1. Here we can see as the production is increasing, marginal cost decreased, and at reaching at minimum stage, after that, as the production is increasing, the marginal cost also increased. Okay, this is the table depicts how the marginal cost and total average fixed cost, average variable cost, and average total cost can be derived. Okay, by seeing this is also we can explain through diagram also. Diagrammatical explanation. See here in this diagram, on x-axis of output, on y-axis of cost. This is the AFC is the average fixed cost curve, and MC is the marginal cost curve. ATC is the average total cost curve. AVC is the average variable cost curve. These are all short run cost curves. So okay, if we see the relationship, if you see the relationship of these curves. If you see the relationship of this curve, so the information on total costs, fixed costs and variable costs can also be presented in this presented on per unit basis. For example, average cost ATC is calculated by dividing total cost by the total quantity produced. The average total cost ATC curve is typically U-shaped. The ATC curve, ATC curve is typically U-shaped. The average variable cost AVC curve lies below the average total cost curve. AVC curve lies below the average total cost curve. And it is typically U-shaped or upward sloping. So see, this is also looking like as a U-shaped curve. And average variable cost is calculated by dividing variable cost by the quantity of produced, as we know. Next, this is a MC curve. This one is a marginal cost curve. This is MC curve. Marginal cost is calculated by taking the change in the total cost between two levels of output and dividing by the change in output. So the marginal cost curve is upward sloping. The marginal cost curve is upward sloping. It is also looks like a U-shaped curve. U-shaped curve. Yeah, see, the remaining curve is the AFC. The average fixed cost AFC curve is downward sloping because fixed costs are distributed over a larger volume when the quantity produced increases. So AFC is equal to the vertical difference between ATC and AVC. Variable returns to scale explains why the other cost curves are U-shaped, and there are economies of size as long as it costs least at the margin to produce an average. This is a MC is less than AVC. MC is less than AVC. Then MC curve cuts the AVC. MC curve cuts the AVC here. MC curve cuts the AVC. And ATC curves at their minimum points. Okay, and at the output level, when MC is greater than AVC, MC is greater than AVC, the production of additional unit raises average variable cost. Okay, this is about the relationship of these short-run cost curves. And see, cost curves are like this. And the relationship between marginal cost and the average cost, if you see, this is the very important topic of the cost analysis. The relationship between the average cost and marginal cost is as production increases, the average total cost and the marginal cost both begins to decrease. Both A and C, both AC and MC are divided from TC. The average cost refers to total cost per unit of unit output, and MC refers to addition to total cost when more unit of output is produced. Also, both MC and AC curves are U-shaped. See, both MC and AC curves are U-shaped. We can also see in this next diagram U-shaped due to the law of variable proportions. The relationship between the average cost and marginal cost can be better illustrated through the diagram. Okay, this is the diagram, and the relationship between the average total cost and average cost and marginal cost, AC and MC, is as production increases, the average total cost and the marginal cost increases, both beginning to decrease. Okay, so long as the average total cost or AC average cost does not rise, the marginal cost MC remains below it. When average total cost begins to increase, when the average cost begins to increase, the marginal cost rises more than the average total cost. See the speed when the average cost is decreasing, the marginal cost decreased at a speed level, and when the average cost is increasing, the marginal cost increased at a higher speed than average cost curve. So here we can see the relationship of marginal cost and average cost. We can depict the relationship between average cost and marginal cost in three stages. One is When average cost is falling, marginal cost lies above. And see, when the average cost is falling, the marginal cost is always lower than the average cost. When the average cost is rising, the marginal cost lies above AC and rises faster than AC. Okay, then the marginal cost curve must cut the average cost curve at the minimum point of AC. See, average. Okay, this is the relationship of marginal cost and average cost curve. When marginal cost is less than AC, AC falls with increase in output. This is till the L units of unit. AC as marginal cost becomes equal to average cost when MC curve intersects the AC curve. AC is constant and it's minimum at its minimum point. When MC is more than AC, AC rises with increase in output. This is from the point of Q output. Okay. Thereafter, both the AC and MC rises, but MC increases at a faster rate as compared to AC. As a result, MC curve MC curve is steeper than the AC curve. Okay. This is all about short-term cost curves. So, if with this video lesson, you will have an idea on different types of cost and cost curves and the relationship of different cost curves. Okay, if any suggestions, any feedback, please send me a mail to my mail ID bazozu@gmail.com. Thank you very much.